could have hit my head, got some head trauma. I could have died even, you know, but apparently that's what I deserve for stopping doing Randonautica videos. And you know what? Like, that's the toxic stuff that pushed me away from this, making these videos. This type of stuff right here. Okay guys, it's time for me to finally address basically why I stopped doing Randonautica videos and explain everything surrounding it, right? The messages, the comments, and just everything regarding Randonautica. Now, I've already covered this probably 50 times in live streams and stuff over the past 6 months, but I still get comments to this very day of people basically spewing rumors about why I stopped doing this, doing that, and people just commenting all sorts of hate comments and all the sorts. I figured, you know what, I'm just gonna make this video about it, real short, sweet. I'm gonna try to make it as uncut as possible so you could just hear everything I gotta say and then we move on, right? I also wanna say, if you're gonna be that person that's gonna be commenting something like, oh, you know, Randonautica was my favorite, now that you're done, I'm unsubscribing, I'm done with your channel, I'm done. That's completely fine. You know, there's no problem with that. Listen, I'm not gonna just contain myself to one thing. I wanna move on, especially after the things I've been dealing with. I made that decision for myself, right? So, let's go on. I started Randonautica about 3 years ago with my friend Chris, and actually in the first video ever, it was Chris and my girlfriend was in there as well. And we experienced something pretty crazy. And you guys really liked it. I think the first video got over 300,000 views, which was sick at the time. You know, it's still sick regardless, right? And after I seen how many people liked it and wanted more, we decided to keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. At that time, Chris became a big part of the channel and we kept doing it. And then eventually Chris left, Ben came along, I was doing videos alone. And I did Randonautica for about 2.5, almost 3 years, right? I just want to quickly say, before people get it mixed up and more rumors spew, I love the Randonautica app. I thought it was a great application. I saw some of the coolest places and visited locations and met some of the coolest people I never thought I would have, right? And obviously the other end of the stick too, but however, about a year ago, I went into a period of depression and I didn't know where it was really stemming from. I was basically in a routine of film, upload, film, upload, film, upload, right? And eventually I started noticing something that was really bothering me. I felt like if I wasn't uploading videos, that was it for me, right? Like I'm at a dead end because it's not everybody, obviously, I don't want to say this in total, but there is so much hate and toxicity that was surrounding the Randonautica community about a year ago that, in regards to my channel, that is, if I didn't upload a video every 3-4 days, I would get some of the nastiest messages on social media. I'm talking Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, even in the comment section. They would go to the held for review section regardless, but they would be there. And if I clicked the held for review section, I'd see them. And most of my moderators saw them as well. We have a team of 10 moderators, and on Facebook, all of them are signed into it, and they would read these messages and they would actually try to tell me to not even look at them because they know it would bother me, right? It wasn't so much the comments that were just like mean and, you know, hurtful. That's completely fine. I normally have thick skin for that. But it came to a point where I started getting death threats. If I wouldn't upload a video, they would be like, oh, you promised me a video today. Like, I hope this happens to you. I hope you die. I hope, you know, this happens to your family member or this and that. And it got dark, man. It really got dark and it put me in a really bad place. It then got worse because then they started messaging people around me, you know, like the people I love, my friends, my family. It was really, really bad and dark. And if you surround yourself with such negativity, it eventually just swallows you, right? And at that point, I felt like it was more than YouTube. I felt like it was more than a job, if you will. I felt like it was a chore, right? I felt like, oh, I have to go out and film today. If I don't, like, you know, people will be so disappointed and mad. And I would never want to feel like that, right? And I mean, we'll get back to that, but fast forward now, I'm happy. And I'm very happy. I upload and film at my own will whenever I want. And even if I take a little bit while extra to upload, I've noticed so much positivity around it. Like, oh, maybe Jazz needs like a little mental reset break. You know, it's good. And you know, I can't tell you how much I appreciate that because it's true. In regards to everything in life, most people just need that couple of days extra break to just kind of relax and gather themselves, right? But we'll get back to that in a second, back to the Randonautica stuff. And it came to a point where I just didn't want to do it anymore. For the last, I would say 8 months of doing Randonautica, I had to force myself to get up out of bed every single day, change, get my camera equipment ready, and film. And it was the worst about December of 2022, last year. I was the worst. And at that point, it affected Ben so much. I think you guys even started noticing Ben was less and less of the videos because it affected him too much too. He didn't want to have any part of it, right? So I don't blame him in the slightest. At that point, my brother reached out to me. He was on the winter break for his college, and he was like, yeah, you know, if you want to do something, we can go film. So we took a trip, and we were going to these crazy locations and stuff like that, which normally would make me happy. Abandoned locations, all the sorts. It would make me happy. I remember back in the day, me and Chris would be like, oh, yo, like abandos, let's go. Even Ben, too, loves abandoned buildings. However, it was at a point where I would generate a point on my phone on the Randonautica app. We would drive to a location, and then I would just sit there for like 20 minutes. I just couldn't get the motivation to get out the car. Had no fire inside of me, no passion to do what I wanted to do. My brother literally had to be like, come on, bro, like, let's go. It's getting late. You know, I don't want to get home at midnight. You know, like, although I am on winter break, I want to get home at a reasonable time. And I do want to give a big shout out to my brother because he came with me every single day regardless, knowing at what state I was in to basically just kind of like uplift me and try. And I don't even know how it happened, but we eventually tried doing something new. We did a camping video, and it took off. You guys loved it. And a lot of members of I would say the positive members of the Randonautica community loved it. Because I've noticed if you like the Randonautica videos, you will like, or if you liked me and Ben in the Randonautica videos, you will like the new content as well, because our personalities are the same, our verbiage, I think that's a word, how we communicate with each other is the same. The only thing that's really different is just where we're at and whether or not we're using an application. So I know it sucks for a lot of people that love the Randonautica videos. I'm so sorry, but dude, these messages really do, like, I would just say people ruined it for others, right? So I just uploaded a vlog today. You're watching, so it's Friday right now. You're watching this on a Saturday. And someone commented, and this is completely fine, comments like this. It says, from Muhammad, I missed the Randonautica series. And I said, I'm sorry, but they're never coming back. People ruined it for others. Someone asked me why. I explained to them the messages and stuff like that, and everyone's understanding. However, there was a person by the name of the Ward family said, me personally, I wouldn't let anyone ruin something that my fan base enjoys. It's a bullshit cop-out. I call it like I see it. I enjoy both and want both. Very entitled. I love the comment. Very entitled. And I was like, these are very similar to the comments I was exactly talking about. You are part of the problem. And when it starts to get like this, starts to get toxic, starts to get nasty, that's when you know you got to step back, you got to push away. Because this, what I just read there, like, oh, this is a bullshit cop-out, whatever. Mental health is not a cop-out. Although mental health really isn't talked about enough anyways, men's mental health isn't talked about a lot either, because men are supposed to be like all these, you know, alpha male, like doing this, doing that. You're supposed to be all big and strong and mighty and not have any feelings and emotions. But when it really comes to it, down to the nitty gritty, like, man, I'm a very caring person. And the whole reason why I even started YouTube in the first place was to create a place where I can create content and make people happy. I was telling people for the longest time, I don't care if my YouTube channel dies, where it loses viewers and all the sorts like that. If I can still make an impact on somebody's life, I'm happy. However, I know that a lot of people love the Randonautica videos, and you know, they're so upset, right? But more people are understanding that I stopped and took a step away from it than the other side, right? And I mean, I could say that from the get-go, because I mean, I do live streams 4 to 5 times a week, right? And I talk to a lot of people. And a lot of people are like, you know what? I didn't think I'd like these new videos, but I love them. You know, like, it's you that we love. It's not the videos itself, it's you. And everything that goes into it as well. So obviously, big shout out to you guys and all the sorts. And honest to God, like, this is a big reason why a lot of other YouTubers stopped doing it as well. And I mean, some will talk about it, some won't. I'm more open to talking about my feelings, because I mean, hey, I'm on the internet anyways. I might as well share this with you guys. I talk to you guys when I take a shit, when I fart, when I do this. The least I could do is talk to you guys about my feelings. And yeah, there was some really nasty stuff. Like, I fell a couple of weeks ago. I fell off the top of a mausoleum. About 10 feet I fell. And if I landed 2 feet to the left or to the right, I could have really hurt myself, like falling on rocks or whatever. Someone responded, I'll put on the screen right here somewhere, basically saying, that's what I deserve because I stopped doing Randonautica videos. I deserve to fall and hurt myself, you know? I could have hit my head, got some head trauma. I could have died even, you know? But apparently that's what I deserve for stopping doing Randonautica videos. And you know what? Like, that's the toxic stuff that pushed me away from this, making these videos. This type of stuff right here. And I'm sorry, right? Because, like I said, at the end of the day, I loved making these videos. I loved it. Loved. Past tense. But everything comes to an end. It's in a different point in my life now. So I'm much happier now. I'm much happier where I'm at. And so quickly, a message to everybody who's been watching me for the past couple of years, whether you're a new subscriber, old subscriber, anything of the sorts, I want to let you know I appreciate you. However, please understand why I stopped making the Randonautica videos. Come here, babe. I think I covered just about everything. I want to keep this as short, as sweet as possible because I don't want to drag it longer than it needs to be. You know, I do want to say, will it come back one day? Listen, I don't know. But for the time being, I'm happy where I'm at. I don't want to do Randonautica videos anymore. Those are done. And for at least now, and for at least a pretty long time. I'm loving the exploring new places and the haunted places and camping and all the sorts when there's no bugs out. I actually prefer camping in the wintertime. However, I just want to appreciate you for understanding the transition as well. A lot of people really did appreciate all of everything that, you know, and a lot of people are noticing the changes in our happiness. And I mean, even Ben's back. I mean, like I said to you guys, he was pushed away from the Randonautica stuff as well. And now, even though he's working a full-time job, working like 50 hours a week, after work, we go and film together at these places. And, you know, he's enjoying it a lot. I'm enjoying it a lot. And I think because of all of the positivity and enjoyment, even though we're experiencing some pretty spooky and crazy shit, we're still in this together. And, you know, we appreciate you. So I'm sorry if this isn't what you wanted to hear. I figured you'd kind of understand anyways. It's been 6 months without a video anyways. But, yeah, I just want to be real with you guys. That's where that road ends, at least for now. So sorry to those who are upset about this, and to everybody else, I appreciate you. And with that being said, I'll see you guys later. Peace.